hello there YouTube, and welcome to a brand new Who review. I am Davros and I am a Whovian, and today I am reviewing Doctor Who Spyfall. So this is the first story of series 12, and it's a two-parter. So, yes. Now, before I get this review underway, first of all is first, I've got massive spoilers coming, okay? So, if you haven't watched this episode of Doctor Who that's just aired this evening, then, well, if you haven't seen this story altogether, because it's fairly new, massive spoilers are in order. So, spoilers. Okay, so, the Doctor and the gang, strange happenings go on with spies around the world dying, and then the Doctor is called by MI6 with the gang to investigate, and there's these strange glowing creatures, and they believe that a businessman named Daniel, what's his name, I can't remember his name now, played by Lenny Henry, is behind it all. So the Doctor calls upon an old friend living in the Australian outback called O. But then, next thing we know is when she's on to him, we find out that that this O isn't all who he says he is, and then we discover that he is, massive spoilers now, that O is the Master. Yes, O is the Master. I did warn you about spoilers. I did say spoiler alert. So yes, we get a new incarnation of the Master in this, and he is played by who's he played by? Hang on, it'll say here in a minute when I get the cast up. It played by Sacha Dhawan, British Indian actor, who I've seen in a few shows before, but my God, I did not see that coming. Well, I did see it coming, and yet at the exact same time, I didn't see it coming. I did and I didn't see it coming. That's just mad, but mostly I didn't see it coming. No, I had suspicions that Lenny Henry's character, Daniel Barton, that's his name, I actually suspected he would actually be the Master with the little goatee he had on. But turning that on our heads, him being the Master, and then discovering that his house is flying in the sky, that's actually the Master's TARDIS, I'm assuming. My God, my mind is just blown. When he revealed to be the Master, my jaw dropped and I was like, oh, it's the Master, it's him, he's come back, he's a man again. I'm just, wow, it was just insane, and I'm still excited about it now. I'm shaking in excitement because it's just so mental. I cannot believe it. You know, I mean, him turning out to be the Master was just mind-boggling. Okay, so now I've gone through the plot, let's get on to my likes and dislikes. First of all, the likes. I love Jodie Whittaker in this. She has proved that a woman can do a man's job by playing the Doctor. Love her. I absolutely love her as the Doctor. Tosin Cole as Ryan, great. You know, Mandip Gill as Yaz, brilliant. And Bradley Walsh as Graham, fantastic. I mean, I am still, and also Sacha Dhawan, or whatever his name is, playing O. I thought he did a good job playing like her end of the Doctors, but then it turning out to be like, I mean, the Master, he's good. He's really good as the Master. He had me fooled the entire time. Who saw that coming, that he was the Master? That was bonkers. Absolutely bonkers, and I can't believe it now. I'm still, oh God, I can't wait for part 2. And I know part 2 is coming this Sunday, you know, and I will review that straight after I've reviewed this one. So, yeah, I just can't believe it. I can't bloody believe it. I'm so overjoyed, over the moon by this. You know, Chris Chibnall, well done. You've actually took in some of what us Who fans have said. You brought back two-parters, and you brought back an old foe again. You brought back the Master, and I love you for that. Just, you know, big round of applause for that. I just can't believe it. I just loved it. I loved it. I loved Stephen Fry's guest appearance. Was expecting him to be in it a bit more, but still, his time in it was great. And yeah, I just can't wait for part 2 now. So, by the time this video is up, I will have reviewed part 2. So, let's go to my part 2 review then. So, 1 week later, well, no, it's not a week later. It's about 4 days later. Hang on. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Yeah, 4 days later now, not a week. And yeah, now Doctor Who is back at its usual scheduling. It's on Sunday nights. Well, once a time when it was on Saturday. But hey, I don't mind the new schedule because, well, I think it's better on Sunday anyway. So, continuing the last episode, the Doctor and the gang. The Doctor and the gang resolve their pickle of the plane. The Doctor finds out that these creatures called, I can't remember their names now. Their name has just slipped my mind. But the Doctor finds a way through them and ends up in the 1830s and meets Ada, who is a woman who, well, was the start of the invention of the computer. Well, will go on to inspire generations later of the computer. And of course the Doctor meets a spy from Paris 1943, because she also ends up there on her way back to the 21st century. And of course along the way there, the Master, who was revealed in the last one, played by Sacha Dhawan or something, he is up to his evil masterous tricks and is following the Doctor through time until the Doctor gets the last laugh on him and manages to trap him and then get his TARDIS, which is still disguised as a house from the outback, and go back to the present day and make a few sabotages here and there, and also do the whole thing on a big time loop on recording a message at the end. And of course the Master, he reveals some details about Gallifrey, that Gallifrey is burned, and the Doctor, to her shock, discovers this and wants to know why, and the Master explains it all, that he did it because apparently their whole world and everything is built on lies. What are those lies? I don't know. I think we'll come back to it. They'll come back to it. It's going to be something that's going to carry on throughout the series. A story arc. Yes. Thank you, Chibnall, for bringing back the two-parters, classic foes, and the story arc. That's what I like about that. Chris Chibnall's brought it back to the formula where we have teasers of this whole story arc, the Master returning, and the two-part to kick off the series. So those are some likes there. I'm on there, so continuing the likes. Jodie Whittaker, as always, I say, was great, and Ryan, Tosin Cole as Ryan, Mandip Gill as Yaz, and Bradley Walsh as Graham, fantastic. But Sacha Dhawan, is that his name? Really sold it as the Master. He went from like a kind, sort of awkward, geeky character as O, but then revealing to be the Master, he just became wacky and evil again. And I forgot to mention last time that Sacha Dhawan was in the docudrama An Adventure in Space and Time as the director of An Unearthly Child. Now, I can't remember the director's name, but he directed the first ever serial in 1963, and in that docudrama he played that role. I knew that's where I'd seen him before, but now he's in it as the Master. And basically the Doctor trapped the Master, got these alien creatures, like I say, can't remember their names. She traps him in there, in that dimension, and the Master left a hollow message saying that he's done all this terrible stuff on Gallifrey, and he's not making it easy for her. He's not telling her anything. So what is the Master got planned? And of course, this is by far not the last we've seen of the Master. You know how it is. Back in the day, the Master would seem defeated, but then he'd return the next year or a couple stories later, and he'd be back up to his old menacing tricks. So I think we're going to see the Master again. Maybe at the end of this series, maybe in the next series, who knows. But I don't think we're going to see the last of him. I like this new master because, first of all, he fooled me, he fooled the Doctor, he fooled all of us. And Chris Chibnall, and they all kept that all hidden, which I think was fantastic and wasn't too much of a complicated twist or scam, whatever. Anyway, I also like what the Master did when he shrunk people down to little plastic dolls. Now, that reminded me of Anthony Ainley, because back in the 1981 serial Logopolis, when Anthony Ainley was the Master, or made his first outing as the Master, he did that to people. He shrunk them down to dolls. And that just, not exactly tiny little plastic dolls like we've seen, but standard dolls. Yeah, I just like that, how he had traits of the Master. And of course, the Master, he waited for 70 odd years to coincide with the events of Spyfall, because he lived on Earth for that long, because the Doctor took his TARDIS. But yeah, I love Sacha Dhawan as the Master. He surprised me. He really has surprised me playing this incarnation of the Master, and he's witty and crazy, just like John Sim was, but he's also sinister and menacing like Anthony Ainley and Roger Delgado. Actually hell-bent on the Doctor being dead, but the Doctor's not going down without a fight, so yeah, like I say, I think we're going to see him again. This whole two-parter, I think, has been a brilliant way to start the year. I never really liked New Year. I'm never a huge fan, but boy, did this really get rid of my post-Christmas January blues, and I'm all hyped for the next episode now. Next week, it's a new episode, new story. Will it be the start of a two-parter? I don't know. It might be, it might not be. Either way, I'll review it when it's done. So, Spyfall, what am I going to give this? Well, now for my ratings. I'm going to give the performances in this... I'm going to give the performances a... Do you know what? I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Because I did love, Sacha Dhawan's performance. A 9 out of 10 for performances. Visuals, the effects, I'm giving that a 8 out of 10. And for the writing, that for me's got to, got to have a 10 out of 10. Especially with the first half and that big reveal. 10 out of 10 for the writing. So, that has been my Who review on Doctor Who Spyfall. Yeah, it's not come up straight away, because I wanted the two parts to play out, and then I wanted to put them together and review them in one big video. In case I go back because I've always done two-part episodes of Doctor Who as one review before in the past, and this is a new one. Anyway, enough with my rambling. So, have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm sure you have done, because I've given you spoilers in this. Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Be sure to share with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. And until next time, I've been Davros the Whovian, and until next time, run for your life. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.